Hey everyone, welcome to the Guiding You Forward podcast presented by Mountain America Credit Union. I'm Kristalina Brown and we are here with Tony Rasmussen and we are talking about how to help you become financially free. Tune in and financial freedom will be yours.
So really step one, we've talked about that, cultivating your personal why. Step number 2 is to save money automatically and put it into what is sometimes called digital envelopes.
Ooh, we love those envelopes.
Do you? Do you like
yes.
that?
Well, I remember growing up, full disclosure, I've got 2 sisters that are accountants.
So
and a very frugal mother. But I remember my sister, she had these like little envelopes she would keep in her top drawer and they were all labeled different things and she'd always put her money in them.
Yeah.
And then I knew that I could take some of it without her noticing, depending on which envelope it was. Sorry, Camille.
So she didn't write the last deposit. She didn't have a total on the envelope.
No, she didn't have the total. I mean, I think it was totaled in her head. But anyways, we're square now. It's fine. It's fine. She stole from me too. But anyways, digital envelopes sound a lot better than physical envelopes to me.
Right. So what we're talking about with envelopes, right, is creating these envelopes for categories of things that you need to spend money on. Rent, food, entertainment, car and auto, those types of things, right? And so the theory with that is with digital envelopes, and you're right, digital envelopes is just taking how people maybe used to. Of course, we don't encourage any more people having a lot of envelopes with a lot of cash in their homes.
No, because then you'll have your little sister come steal your money.
Yes, at the very least. And so, keeping that money in with, your financial institution is a great, safe place to keep that. And with the, the digital things, the tools that we have, the payment systems that we have now today, it's just so easy to access money, to move money. It's really just a great place. If we save at all as Americans, I'm going to suggest that maybe we save the wrong way. So we probably have a single savings account, and we may be putting some money in that savings account, but the rest of it is probably just staying in checking. And so what we're talking about here really is maybe even so, whatever month is coming up next, giving every penny that you have, every penny that you're going to make a purpose, every dollar a destination, and you're going to tell that money where to go. So you're going to say, I'm having, X number of dollars go to housing. I'm having Y amount of dollars going to the auto. I'm having Z dollars going to food and entertainment, those types of things. Instead of just saying, I'm going to keep it in the checking account and hope that I have enough money at the end. So in about 90 days, most of us can kind of figure out how we want to do that. And many financial institutions, in my personal experience, regional financial institutions, smaller banks and credit unions may offer this a little better or a little easier than some larger ones. But one of the things I've loved, for example, so I've been in financial services for over 30 years now, and one of the things I've loved about my accounts at Mountain America is that they really make it easy to open up either multiple checking accounts or multiple savings accounts and to name that money. You can literally call them anything you want. And so what that does for us basically is over time, the money is going where you value. It helps align your spending with your values. You may say, I really want to travel, but then you may be eating out a lot. And so instead of going to Disneyland or Hawaii or wherever your next dream vacation is, it's being, $20 and $30 away at McDonald's or Chick-fil-A or whatever, right?
And so if I had a savings account and named it football.
Yes.
Or named it Disneyland.
Yes.
Then I'm less likely to spend money out of those specific accounts instead of just having it in my checking account always.
Absolutely. So this is what happens to many of us, right? Our bank branch or credit union branch is often our mobile phone now.
Absolutely.
And so we go on, and if we have a single savings account, we say, oh, I've got, $1,000 in there. That's a nice little cushion. So this dress, this pair of jeans, this tool for the garage, whatever it might be, is really calling to me. I've got plenty in there. We've got plenty in there. I'm just going to go and take it. But especially when you've got 2 people working on that money and you're not agreeing, then pretty soon, it's just so easy to take and spend that money on a spontaneous spend or on an emotional spend. Whereas, as you've said, if you named the money Hawaii or Disneyland, you're going to think twice, 3 times, maybe even 4 times before you take money out of there. You might have had a long day, both of you are working, you're coming home, you're saying, you know what, I'm beat. Let's just go to the drive-thru and get some dinner tonight. And so you pull up your mobile app, you go, ooh, we've only got $75 left in our digital envelope of food. So despite the fact that I'm really hungry, I'm really not going to take it out of the Disneyland envelope. It's home for grilled cheese and ramen.
Okay.
Tonight. And so those types of things can actually help guide behaviors. And so it's almost like budgeting if you do it ahead of time, and you won't be perfect right off, and you don't need 15 at once or right off, right?
Yeah, that
Pick
sounds
2
terrifying.
or 3 or 4, get your feet wet with it, make sure your money's going to the things that you value, and you can do that. And you're absolutely right. The automation part is what's important. We want to get out of the way of ourselves. So you contact your bank or your credit union and you set up with them how much you want coming from your checking account to go to those digital envelopes, if you will. You set it up one time and then you leave it and you forget it. So we're getting out of the way of ourselves and our financial success. Because if we go in and we say, every time I get paid, I'm going to move the money. I like that control. Some of us can do that. Most of us truly over time stop doing the transfers, or when things feel a little tight, we stop doing the transfers. So the benefit of having the automated transfer set in, and we have so many options now. It can be a certain time of the month or a certain day of the month. It's just so easy to go. And so I'm suggesting here that we get out of the way of ourselves. I think sometimes we are our biggest impediment to financial success. So
I would
let's
agree
get
with
out.
that.
Let's get out of our own way.
Okay.
And so setting that up and doing that automatically is fantastic.
A quick recap on how to save money automatically. First, we need to make categories for where we spend our money. To do this, we're going to look back over the past 90 days to see what our spending habits have been. Then we're going to give them categories such as housing, food, rent, etc. Next, we want to make sure that our spending aligns with our values. For example, if we've spent $500 on eating out over the past 90 days, is that what we value? If so, move forward. If not, let's rethink those categories a little bit. Next, we need to open savings accounts or checking accounts and give them a specific name. For example, we might have a checking account named utilities, housing, rent, all those different categories that we're going to use each and every month. Whereas we might have savings accounts named vacation, new car, all those different things that we're saving for more long term. Once we have those categories set, our accounts opened and named, then we're going to set up automatic transfers. You can do this at your financial institution. You can set up weekly, bi-weekly, monthly transfers for whatever you need. For example, you might have $500 coming out of your checking account into your housing savings account. Whatever that looks like for you, make those transfers automatic so we can get out of our own way and save for success. Thank you so much for watching today. Best of luck on your savings journey, and we'll see you next time on Guiding You Forward.